Today we're going to be covering 5 portfolio mistakes all graphic designers should aim to avoid. Some of these mistakes are so crucial, some of them even cost designers job opportunities. And spoiler alert, I have fallen into these mistakes several times in my career. And that is exactly why I wanted to create a video today and just go through the top mistakes to avoid as a graphic designer when it comes to portfolio building. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Mistake number 1 is not using clickable covers on your portfolio page. Now, 9 times out of 10, your portfolio page is going to be structured kind of like a homepage or a website. Whether or not you're using Behance or Adobe Portfolio, this still applies. Notice how you can add covers every single project you have. It's important to notice that every single cover that you make for the projects that you have are very clickable. Think about YouTube and how YouTube thumbnails should be clickable, and expand it on a wider sense to overall any portfolio platform you've ever used. Because the truth is, your goal is to hook clients, and if a client comes across your work one day miraculously, you're going to want to be able to hook them. And in order to hook them, you need entertaining and clickable covers. So how do you do this? Step number 1, say goodbye to the word only covers. I remember way back in the day, actually the most viewed video on the channel, I made a tutorial on how to create a clean portfolio on Behance. This was the trend back then, but times have definitely changed. So what you want to aim to do, instead of having these word thumbnails, you want to actually include your own work in your thumbnails, because your work alone stands as a thumbnail itself. So go ahead and swap out that word thumbnail, or basically any thumbnail that you have any wording on, and just put your work. I promise, if a client wants to see it, they are going to hover over it and they will find out the name of the project that they're overall going to click into. On to mistake number 2, it's going to be not having enough descriptive reasoning. When you are creating your projects are not just standalone kind of like folders to showcase your work. Your projects are stories, and you need to be making sure that you are displaying it as a story rather than just putting the work on your Behance or your portfolio and calling it a day. Here are some things that I absolutely love to include in my projects when I'm debriefing them and basically putting them out there for clients to read. Number 1, I talk about the goal of the project. What was the project trying to accomplish? Was it trying to send a message? Was it attempting to solve a current brand problem? These are all important things that you need to consider when making your next Behance or portfolio project. Coming in at the next thing, I like to expand on my, descriptive reasoning. What do I mean by this? As the client is skimming through my project, I want to make sure that they know exactly why I made the decisions that I made within my project. For example, with the Splitgate one, with the portal alerts, I wanted to make sure everybody knew that I went with the portal look because portals are an essential aspect of the Splitgate game. And another thing I absolutely love to include is the client and community response and the process. I don't just like to say, here was the goal, here's the decisions that I made. I normally like to represent and showcase the process that went into overall creating the project in general. I like to showcase initial concepts, mood boards, anything that the client can visually see can help out. And like I mentioned before, if you have different things to showcase your process, whether or not it be like a word web or a mood board, clients will understand that you have the creative thinking for the project that they want you to actually nail. So make sure that you are actually adding your descriptive reasoning, because that is one of the biggest things a portfolio needs in the first place. And without further ado, mistake number 3 is going to go out to all of those designers who do not have projects that select their specific client base. When you are posting to your portfolio, you want to include projects that are going to cater to your ideal clientele kind of search. What do I mean by this exactly? Well, let me put it in this perspective. If you're a designer who wants more logo commissions, then your projects on your portfolio better reflect logo design, whether or not it's logo folios, animated logos, the process of logo design. It's important to make sure that you niche down your portfolio in order to reach a specific audience. Now, that is not me saying to completely exclude the idea of being valuable in the sense of being tangible in different areas. That is just me saying that if you want to target a specific type of client audience, you want to have the majority of that work on your portfolio. Just to give you an example, with my portfolio, I cater to the gaming niche and basically the kind of, content kind of marketing area. So the majority of my work on my portfolio is things that I've done for gaming related entities. For example, the official work I did for Splitgate, the concept package I did for Team Liquid for an esports concept, and a just little fun passion project I did for the HCS. These are all projects that are specifically going to put me in front of people who are in the gaming industry. So keep that in mind when you're building out your portfolio. Find out what your target audience is and make sure to build upon that while still having variety and stuff along the way. Mistake number 4 is probably not what you're thinking, but believe it or not, it's an absolutely huge struggle amongst the graphic design community, and that is grammar errors and lack of contact methods. When a client is looking at your project, you want to be able to allow them to reach you so easily. I even know myself, I like to outsource a lot of my graphic design work when I simply do not have time. That way I can help out the design industry as much as I possibly can. And I cannot tell you how frustrating it is on that search to go into a project that you find that is absolutely amazing and there's no contact info. Not even when you go to their Behance, you click on their Twitter, the account doesn't exist. You guys need to make sure that you're updating your links and make sure that all forms of contact is updated for clients to reach out to you. That could be the very thing holding you back. Maybe you have the best work in the world for a company, but they have no way to reach you. Have you ever thought about that? So make sure that your grammar errors are overall corrected and make sure that you have your contact information listed correctly under your project or on your Behance. That way it's easier for companies to reach out to you or potential clients. And in terms of the grammar errors, it's just an ethical thing. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all gonna have slip-ups, but just correct them when you see them. Last but not least, my favorite mistake out of all, mistake number 5, it is going to be lack of marketing. Now, I know what you're thinking. How exactly do you market a portfolio? How exactly do you get clients? I actually have a video coming soon talking all about graphic design clients and how to get them in the design industry, but for now I'm just going to dumb it down to this. People who do not market their portfolios do not see any traction, do not see any potential clientele, or do not even see anybody potentially seeing their work. So what are some methods that can actually help you market your graphic design portfolio? Well, for one, you could start by just posting it. Go on Twitter and post some of your favorite work and say, guys, this is my favorite work. What do you guys think? Or something along those lines. You want to be very engaging with your community. I remember when I was growing my Behance, I participated a lot in a worldwide Twitter event known as Portfolio Day. Basically, the whole premise of this event is to literally just say, hey guys, I am blah, 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 and here is my work. Let me know what you think, and people will automatically see it and it'll be put in front of a lot of different eyes. There's also other ways you can do it though as well, like posting your passion projects, getting seen by known creators, and much more. But here is the kicker. Here is my favorite one. Here we go. The way you can market your Behance is by simply making YouTube videos. A little bit trippy when I actually say that out loud, but it's absolutely true. Making YouTube videos is a great way to showcase your personality along with your work style, and it can help you so much in the job search and even with potential clients later down the line. At the end of the day, I would say that mistake number 1 and mistake number 5 are the ones that you guys need to be paying attention to the most. Because with just those two alone in combination, you will be able to attract people to your portfolio and also get them to click on your projects. I'm pretty sure all of us in the graphic design industry have at least encountered one of these mistakes, and it's absolutely hilarious to look back on it because, I mean, we've learned so much since then, but it's still important to keep them in mind and to not forget them, especially if you are a newer creative and you are just getting started into the field. But without further ado, guys, that is going to be all the mistakes that I'm going to list today about a portfolio. If you guys want to see a video where I break down 10 tips to increase your graphic design career chances and to overall help you out on your career journey, the video can be found right there. Trust me, that's not going to be one you're going to want to miss. I'm absolutely loving these educational types of videos, and they are not going to stop anytime soon. I'll see you over there. And thank you so much for watching.